Good. So we'll start tonight in a child's pose. So your knees can come wide, your hips to your heels, your toes might be touching, then your hands long out in front of you. We're going to take a few moments here some time to settle into our mat. Maybe to notice any feelings or foods that we might have brought with us tonight. Letting your forehead rest heavily on the mat below you. Feeling that sensation of gravity pressing your head down into the mat. Maybe feeling the length of your spine as you extend your arms out long. But staying here, noticing your breath now. Good. Inhale through the nose. Fill up the lungs. Let the belly button drop down. Then exhale, letting all the air out. Good. Inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale. Let all that air out. Your ribs come back together. Inhale, expand the lungs nice and big here. Hold your breath at the top. Good, then slowly let the exhale fall out of your lungs. Take a few more breaths here, just like this, focusing on your breath, nothing more. Feeling the air swirl in the lungs. Slowly stimulating our nervous system as we inhale deeply using our diaphragm. Then letting go of anything that doesn't suit you or benefit you tonight. Letting it out on each exhale. Good, when you're ready, we'll slowly come up to our tabletop position. Your knees are under your hips. Your spine is long, extending from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Good. Take a deep inhale here. Let your belly button drop down to the floor. Look up. Cow pose. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your hips underneath you. Maybe bring your chin to your chest. Good. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Drop that belly button. Exhale, round the back. Good. Inhale, drop it down. And exhale. Good. You have some time here to maybe just move freely. Maybe bringing your hip and your shoulder together, stretching into side bodies. Maybe making some circles through your wrists. We're going to take it nice and slow tonight. We're not going to rush into any of our poses. We'll take our time getting from one pose to the next, really focusing on our breath tonight. Firming up your foundation here. On your inhale, reach your right fingertips high towards the ceiling. Open up to the side. Good. Exhale, we're going to thread that right hand through, coming onto our shoulder. Good. Your hips are going to stay over your knees in this pose. And then option to bring your left hand to your low back, opening up that collarbone, bringing the shoulder back behind you. Good. Finding a nice twist of the spine here. Really breathing into this pose here. Good. Next inhale, reach that top hand up. And then place it down to the mat. Press through those left fingertips, coming back up to your tabletop. Good. Walk your hands out in front of you, coming into a melting heart pose. So you're going to walk your hands out a little bit further than you might think, and then you're going to let your chest fall through your shoulders. Option to let your forehead rest on the mat. But if you want to open the shoulders more, tent up on your fingertips so that you have a little bit more motion or a little bit more space to move through some more shoulder motion. So take one more deep breath here in this pose. And slowly start to walk your hands back underneath you. Good. We'll take that threading the needle pose one more time. On the other side this time, so left fingertips go high first. And then exhale that left hand through to the right side of your mat, coming down onto that left shoulder. Good. Once again, option to bring that right hand up and over to the outside of the left hip. Good. On your next inhale, right hand high. Then press through, pressing that right palm down into the mat as you come back to your tabletop position. Awesome. We're going to sit our hips back to our heels and then walk your hands so that they come back behind you. Good. Option to press your hips up towards the ceiling, taking almost a camel pose. You can also come up onto your heels. So coming into this pose in a little bit different way. Opening up the front of the shoulders. Good. Slowly come out of that by sitting your hips back towards your heels. Good. And then when you get there, you can walk your hands back up Coming to sit on your knees once more. Good. Walk your hands out in front of you. Coming back to your tabletop. Lift your left toes off the mat as you reach them to the back of the room. Right fingertips reach forward. Static hold here for about 4 breaths. Really engage your lower abdominals, building up that core. Feeling long through the fingertips and the toes. Good. Exhale, bring your knee towards your elbow, coming in at the center. Inhale, reach it long. Good. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Good. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, bring it in towards the center. Good. Place your right hand and left knee back to the mat. We'll take that on the other side, so right toes go long. Lift those right toes off the mat. And hold it here for 4 breaths. Really focusing on keeping the core engaged while you add in that breath. Good. Reach your left fingertips forward. Sorry, I forgot to add that in. That's okay though. Exhale, bring knee to elbow. Good. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Good. Just 3 more. Inhale, long. Exhale, come to center. Good. Inhale, really fill up those lungs. Exhale, let all the air out. One more time. Inhale long. And exhale. Good. Place both hands and knees back onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under. We're going to find our downward facing dog, first one of the night. So deep bend into both knees, pedaling it out here before we find our static position. Let your head fall between your arms. Maybe shake your head yes and no. But on your inhale, the right toes are going to go long back behind you, 3-legged dog. But exhale, step your foot between your hands. Drop your back knee down. Inhale as you rise, arms come overhead. Good, take a deep breath here. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. We're gonna take a half splits here. So start to walk your right toes out in front of you. You're gonna keep that left hip over the left knee. So if you bring your right hip back in space, should feel the back side of your legs start to wake up. To make it a bit deeper of a stretch, you can bring your toes back towards you. And then if you want to add in a forward fold here, we're going to be here for about 3 or 4 breaths. So you can reach your spine long and then let your body fold over that front leg. Come back to your breath. Start to walk your hands back towards the top of the mat. Deep bend in the front knee. And then lift your back toes off of the mat. The left hand stays where it's at on the inside of your right foot. Then reach your right fingertips high, coming into a low lunge twist. Good, check into that back leg. See if you've maybe lost some of that strength back there. Really bring the back of that knee up towards the ceiling. Good option to maybe look up towards your right fingers to open up that chest, rolling the top shoulder open. Good, exhale the right hand down to the mat. Inhale, bring both arms overhead, coming into your crescent lunge. Good, both toes are facing forward. Your back heel is off of the ground. And then square off your hips. So maybe you bring your right hip back in space a little bit. And then check into your low back. See if you can bring that in to keep your low back nice and neutral. Good, exhale, swivel your back heel down, coming into your warrior two. Deep bend in that front leg. Good, nice strong back leg, making a nice line with that leg. Both fingertips reach out long. Your gaze can come over your front fingertips. Good, inhale, reverse your warrior. Right fingertips will come high. Left fingertips can come near low back. Good, and then exhale, swivel your hands down to the mat, coming back into your low lunge. Step your right toes to meet your left, coming into your high plank pose. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, the left toes go long this time. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Drop your back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good, take one inhale here. Exhale, out the mouth, let it out. Good, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Start to walk those left toes forward, coming into our half splits on the other side. Good, so if you don't feel as much of a stretch here, you might need back a little bit too far. So really step that left foot forward so that your hip is on top of your right knee. Good, and then option to bring those toes back towards you, activating that stretch. And then hinge over the hips, coming over that front leg. Try to see if you can keep that spine extended, even as you fold over. Good, 3 more deep breaths here in this pose. When we move a little slower, we have a little bit more time to focus and control our breathing. By doing so, we are calming down the nervous system, reducing stress, but slowly start to bend into that front leg. Bring your hands to frame that front foot. Then tuck your back toes under. Lift that back knee off the mat. Good, right fingertips come down to the mat. Left fingertips reach high this time. Twist over to the left. Take one more inhale here. Maybe look up towards your fingertips. Then exhale, plant the hands down to the mat. Inhale, arms overhead, coming into your crescent lunge. Good, we're gonna be here for just a few breaths here. Strong back leg, maybe pulling up on the quads. Good, check into your hips. See if they're squared to the front of the mat. Good, exhale, open up for your warrior two. Back heel swivels down. Deep bend in that front knee. Good, check into the front knee. See if you can bring it over to your left pinky side to really open up this pose here. Good, another breath in this pose. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Good, take an inhale here. Then exhale, swivel the hands down to bring the front foot, left toes step back. Good, option to send your hips up high for downward facing dog. Good, pedal it out here. Good, inhale as you bend the knees and look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, step or hop forward, coming to the very top of your mat. Toes are touching. Good, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good, this time inhale, both arms overhead. And then bring your left hand down to your left side leg. And then we're gonna reach the right fingertips over to the left, taking a side body stretch here. Good, inhale, come back up to center, left fingertips high. Exhale, right hand down to your right leg. Reach your left fingertips over. Imagine pushing your hips out to the side to really get into the side body stretch. Good, inhale, right fingertips come up high. Exhale, cactus the arms open to the side, and then take a baby back bend. Push your hips forward this time. Good, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Good, separate your feet about hips width distance. And then grab onto your two big toes with your two piece fingers. Take a deep bend in the knees. Really look forward, sink your hips low. Good, and then as you come into this forward fold, let your head lead. So your head follows down to the mat first. Then you can start to straighten out the legs to your degree. By straightening out the legs last, we really can focus on finding that stretch in the back of the legs. Let's see if you can let your head go here in this pose. Good. Bring the toes to touch. Slowly coming out of this halfway lift, take an inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, and then send your hips high for one last downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, the right toes are gonna go high. Exhale, step your right toes between your hands. Good. Inhale brings you up into your crescent lunge. Exhale opens you up for warrior two. Good. Inhale, come into a five-pointed star. So your toes are going to face out towards the sides. Kind of coming into this wide-legged stance. Good. Bring your hips, your hands behind your back, interlaced. Bring your toes to face forward. So they're facing, I guess, to the side of your mat. And then as you start to fold forward, send your hips back, hinge at the hip joint. And then your hands can follow, opening up the front of the shoulders, bringing your interlaced hands towards the front. Good option to drop the hands down and just find some time here to maybe bend into one knee and then the other. Or just find some time to play around here, doing whatever might feel good for your body. But come back into your forward fold. Then bring your arms out to a T, coming out wide. And then slowly bringing your chest away from the floor, coming back up to standing. Good. Deep bend in the left leg this time, coming in your warrior two to the back of your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior here. Exhale, windmill the arms down to the mat. Step your left toes back. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down. Good. Bring your belly and your chin down to the mat. You can bring one ear to the mat, letting it rest. Your hands can come to your sides. Good. Just to even it out, bring your other ear to the mat, just for a few breaths. Good. Start to walk your hands back underneath you, bringing your forearms down to the ground, coming into your Sphinx pose. Good. Your chest reaches forward. Slight extension of the low back here. Good. Walk your hands back underneath you. And then press your hips back to your child's pose. And let your forehead rest on the mat here. A lot of times we think of child's pose as a resting posture. If you think about it, you're stretching so many parts of your body in this pose. So take a deep inhale here. Then exhale, open your mouth inside out. Good. Inhale, come back up to your tabletop position. And then find your way onto your back tonight. We'll take a few poses on our back before we settle in for a guided meditation. But once you find your way onto your back, bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a tight squeeze. Good, bring your right knee in and send your left toes long out. Good, we're gonna take a supine spinal twist here. So right knee comes over to the left side. Right fingertips reach long to a T in the opposite direction. Good, and then just let gravity bring you into this twist. Good, let's come back to center. Bring your right knee in. Both knee to chest. And then send your right leg long as you keep your left knee in. Bringing it over to the right side. Left fingertips go long this time. Good, bring both knees into your chest. Coming back to center. Then option here to take any other poses that might make sense to you to round off your practice. Maybe you take a happy baby pose, grabbing onto your two big toes. Maybe rocking from side to side. Good. You could also bring your feet to touch, letting your knees splay out. Maybe you want to take a quick bridge pose, sending your hips to the ceiling. Good. When you're ready, we're going to slowly find our way to a final resting posture. So your legs can come out long in front of you. Your hands can rest at your sides. You can let your eyes close, knowing that you are safe in this space to fully rest. Good, we'll let the breath come back to a natural state. But as you have your eyes closed, bring you through a series of points on your body. I want you to try to bring some awareness to the area. Maybe trying to relax it down if you notice any tension being held. We'll start at the right shoulder, letting the shoulder blade come down and in. The right elbow relaxing into the mat. Right forearm. The right wrist. Palm facing up towards the ceiling, letting your body relax out to the side. Your right thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger all relaxed. The entire right arm relaxed. The left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, the palm facing up towards the ceiling. The thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger all relaxed. Both arms now fully relaxing with the right hip, the right knee, the right calf muscles, the ankle, the heel of the foot, letting the foot fall out to the side. The arch of the foot all the way up to the ball of the foot, relaxing. The big toe on the right foot, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe, all relaxed. The left hip, left knee, left calf, the ankles, the heel of the left foot, all the way up to sole, to the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe, completely relaxed. The crown of the head down into the forehead, letting the eyebrows relax, the cheekbones relax, letting go of any tension in the jaw. Down into the neck, all the way from the jaw to the collarbones, relaxing. The entire spine, all the way from the base of the skull, down through your ribs, through the stomach, and connecting to the hips, all the way to the tailbone, completely relaxed. As always, take your time here if you are resting peacefully, and stay in this pose. Otherwise, I'll slowly get you out of this pose and onto your night. We'll start by waking up the senses, wiggling the toes and the fingers. So bring your arms overhead, take a long body stretch. Good, exhale your knees in toward your chest. Feel free to roll off onto either side tonight. Good, and then slowly and gently pushing your way up to a comfortable seat. You can bring your hands to your knees, and they can touch in front of your heart. We'll bring in a wave of gratitude for being able to take some time out of your weekend, practice yoga, being able to reset the mind and the body for the week ahead. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. We hope to see you again soon. Namaste.